mean, the NWO is just so huge, dude. It knocked the Titan off of the mountaintop. Let me tell you something, brother. All these pasta maniacs, these Hulkamaniacs. He doesn't know what kind of maniacs he's surrounded by, Steve.
And Ray's like, oh, so you've been talking to the man upstairs? Wait, there's a man upstairs?
Happened in the 90s.
Do you have a favorite?
A favorite Nitro ever?
Not an episode, but like, is there a moment? And you'll probably say the Scott Hall. I think that stands out to a lot of us. That's probably the most famous clip from a Nitro.
If it's not that, one thing I always enjoyed was Jericho's rise to power in the WCW when he was ripping like people's masks off, bringing out pictures of Dean Malenko and shit like that.
Stinko Malenko?
Yeah, getting a comedy. I feel like that was fantastic. I'm trying to think, like, just going through the Rolodex, but I mean, the outsiders showing up, that's enormous. Lead the discussion. I know you got a lot.
I won't say a lot, but since you brought up Jericho, I'll never forget his list of 1,001 moves, because that was around the time he feuded with Dean Malenko, because he patterned himself as the man of 1,000 moves or something like that. But I think that might have been the beginning of my fandom for Jericho.
I saw a funny video where I think it was Jericho. There's all these guys coming out to wrestle, and he's introducing all of them. Like, yeah, this guy just got a rent-a-car, like ripped off on a rent-a-car. It's like funny facts about him. He's just ripping on them.
Is that WCW Jericho?
I think it is WCW. It's very early on Jericho. That Harlem Heat, obviously. There's a lot to love about the rise of Harlem Heat. I mean, Booker T went on to just like huge, you know.
Taking over.
Yeah, for sure. The dude's a bad motherfucker. Yeah, I mean, the NWO is just so huge, dude. It knocked the Titan off of the mountaintop, you know? And I remember being a kid, and when you saw these guys, you thought it was, and we talked about this a lot, so I don't want to like overdo it, but like in my dumb little kid head, I was like, dude, these guys are like off the leash, just terrorizing the WCW, you know? Like I thought it was real deal, you know?
But there's another one I just remember when Ric Flair went on a tear talking about Eric Bischoff. I think he was being interviewed by Mean Gene in the ring, and then he's just going on a tear, man. And then it got to the point where he starts taking his clothes off, and
he starts elbow dropping shirts and shit like that.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Was Shockmaster WCW? That was, right?
That was WCW, but it wasn't Nitro. This was before Nitro happened.
I mean, that's one of the biggest things of all time, just in general. That's like right up there with the Berlin Wall coming down.
And even though thought of Goldberg has changed over the years, those were fun too during the days of Nitro
and stuff. So, yes, but I'll go and I'll continue this from being a little kid. I wasn't ever just a huge Goldberg fan in general. You know what I mean?
Wasn't super huge on him, you know, because they always compared him to Stone Cold because of the same likeness, the bald head with the black trunks. So if I had to pick a side, I'm definitely going with Stone Cold. But
pick a mic up, Bill. Wouldn't last a second with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Not on mic work, not on ring work. He does have a dope intro. I think that was a big part of his persona, just like
butted a locker and just fucking like broke the locker and started bleeding, I think.
Yeah, man. That seemed like roid rage.
Where are my fucking M&Ms? It's just something petty as fuck. Bill, time to go. I was in here fucking jerking off, man. Oh.
Nitro also gave us the birth of Papa Pump, which...
Yeah, I mean, you got to respect that. I wonder what, like, led to that, because he was the All-American, Steve. He was the dude. And regardless of, like, the look, facial hair-wise and, like, hair-wise, it was always a fucked up situation with Scott Steiner in general, but... Always. There was just like an attitude change where it went full like 180 to where he was fuck being an All-American. I'm the big bad booty daddy. I
Holla
mean,
if you hear me.
wearing the fucking chainmail thing.
It was
That
the
was
times. He had to.
hell yeah.
Just like nobody, Sting felt the same way. Like the surfer thing, it's ran its course. I see what Hogan's doing over there with the NWO. That's getting a huge pop. I don't fit in this world anymore as this person.
I know it was in WWE, but when Big Papa Pump arm wrestled Hunter S. Helmsley in the ring and just kept like drilling his arm into the ground and stuff, that was great. That was fucking fantastic, and that's part of the NWO thing, Steve. They took a shitty Marcus Bagwell and turned him into Buff Bagwell too, vicious and delicious. Fucking Scott Norton. They took a lot of kind of generic ass wrestlers. No one was clamoring for Scott Norton that much. But throw him in NWO, give him some sunglasses and have that music playing, just get that heat on him a little bit. They really upped the value of some of those guys. Man, I love me some Buff Bagwell, dude. Shout out. I know he's going through some struggles, but
they even upgraded Brother Brutai because, you can't do Brutus and stuff over there. You can't just be Zodiac or the Booty Man. He looked way cooler.
The Booty Man?
That was another one of his characters.
What the hell, dude?
So when he became the disciple, he had a cool look. He had the same 5 o'clock shadow as Hogan. It's like, yeah.
Obviously, I like Brother Brutai a little bit more, Steve, but
really,
yeah. But that was the utility of the NWO. It was like, we got some of these jabronis, but throw Conan in a fucking NWO shirt. Fucking love it. I even liked when Lex joined. Not as much, but still, it was nice. It's nice to have another dude on the squad.
And then they had to bring out the Wolf Pack to,
Yeah, after they splintered into Wolfpack, and then there was other there was the Latino World Order at one point, I believe. Yeah, I mean, that's how it happens, Steve. You make a perfect product, and then you just thin it out.
Yeah, and then it disintegrates, and then Vince consumes it all. Yeah,
but they had some years, Steve. Speaking of, we were just going back to what we were talking about. This took over my Monday night. I was flipping back and forth after a certain point, but WCW, man, I was in it. I was getting the pay-per-views. I was all about it. I got the Jericho shirt to prove it. I got a Wolfpack shirt to prove it right behind me right now. Bonafide, Steve.
But when you go up against Vince, be prepared for the worst.
You're fired.
This is Steve G and Matt G with Happened in the 90s, a show where we talk about what happened in the 90s. So get out your Kenny Lofton jerseys and your Ken Griffey posters. What you gonna do, brother, when the Matt G's and the Steve G's and the Lex Lugers and the Stinger Brothers and the Randy Savage and the Ric Flair and Hulkamania and my goddamn pasta run wild on you?
Call the Pasta Maniacs, brother.
Oh, jeez. Well, today, my friend, we're talking all things September 4th in the 90s. Starting off in 1992, Bob Roberts premieres. It's Tim Robbins as Bob Roberts, and he's running for office.
Tim Robbins is Bob Roberts.
Yeah.
That was great, Steve. Nice. You saved it. That's exactly what this movie's about.
That's what it is. It's some cool cameos. It's got Giancarlo.
Oh, yeah, Giancarlo, dude.
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman, fun fact about this movie, Steve, he actually gave up some of his own money to fund this. He cared about it so much. Snape, dude, doing some good work before he became a bad guy. Susan Sarandon, Steve. John Cusack. Peter Gallagher with those eyebrows. Brian Murray, Bill's brother.
No, that's a different Brian Murray. I had to
Son of a bitch. Oh, yeah. You're right. That's the British guy. Definitely not Brian Murray.
Yeah.
Helen Hunt's in this, Steve. Jack Black is in this. First movie. A young Jack Black. A scary-looking child Jack Black, Steve. Yeah. I don't like it.
Because he could be 15. He could be 25.
He looks like a demon from hell in this with just like a fucking private school outfit on. He's scary, but he's drank the Kool-Aid, Steve. That's who he plays. Piven's in this. Jeremy Piven, Steve.
Jeremy
Ari,
Piven.
whatever his name is from that show.
It's crazy, man. And what I got from this was like a Bob Dylan kind of parody, like not a parody movie, but there was some Bob Dylan facts that inspired some of this Bob Roberts character. And it's crazy to think that Bob Roberts is basically a celebrity, an egocentric, self-absorbed celebrity that would turn into politics. Now, why does that sound familiar, Matt?
Yeah, that's what scared me the most about this, Steve. Because let's just go through what happens in this movie and let's just rack our brains as to what Cheeto colored dude president this might be. So Bob Roberts, conservative, but outwardly just like trying to be like famous. So he's singing like country music conservative songs, which, he's getting famous. He's a celebrity politician, gets elected president, Steve. Starts spreading the hatred with his speech and his songs. Fakes, and this movie ends with him faking an assassination attempt and becoming the actual president of the United States. And it's not like a great vibe at the end of it. So what I say to you, Steve, is I'm just asking, did Trump easy? Did he watch this?
He had to.
I mean, it could be a documentary about his presidency if it wasn't made in 1990 freaking 2. That's scary. That's really freaky. And this movie has one thing going for it that it doesn't go for me is Tim Robbins, Steve. I've spoken about it. I'm not the biggest fan.
Oh, I thought this movie might have sold him to you finally.
That's what I'm saying. The worm has turned, Steve. This guy is such he might know the future. He definitely might be telepathic or something or have superpowers because this guy made a movie about some shit that happened 35 years or 30 some years in the future. I'm freaking out right now. I'm getting scared, actually.
Maybe we should ask him the numbers in 2030.
Yeah, dude. Like, who won the fucking Super Bowl in 2027? Let me put a bet in now.
Yeah.
We'll do a whole Back to the Future thing on this shit. But Doc ain't around to tell us not to. Yeah, but it is crazy. I didn't want to like this movie. I just started watching it. And because we live now, watch this movie. It's insane how eerily similar to real events now it is. It's crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't help but think about that. Also in the 1992, Scared Silent premieres through Oprah Winfrey's show, and I think it aired on CBS, NBC, and PBS. It's about child abuse, and this is the first non-news program to air on 3 networks simultaneously. I watched it on YouTube, and it's pretty graphic for 1992 standards because most of it talks about incest. They interview this girl who was essayed, if you will, by her father, and as they're interviewing more people in the family, everybody in the family's been touched. The mom, she had SA experience when she was a youth. And then we find out the dad, he was touched by his neighbor when he was a youth. They actually interview the dad. It's like, ugh.
So this is all one family?
It's not one. They start it off with this family, and then they talk to other people, and they give their testimonies about like growing up, possibly being touched by a family member or somebody in the neighborhood, and not even just like sexually, but just being abused. And that's the main arc in Scared Silent. Just children who grow up and dealing with this trauma from being abused, either sexually or just being beaten the shit out of.
Well, good job, Oprah. She was doing it. I mean, to get some, like, back in the day, having something on all those channels all at once, that's crazy. So, like, that you can see it was pretty important. And I think this was kind of, and maybe they did this before our time, but remember, like, Linda Ellerby specials that we'd have to watch after, like, some sort of an event?
Yeah, Magic
like
Johnson got
kind
AIDS.
Yeah, AIDS, or like the Oklahoma City bombings. They started doing, like, news shows. I feel like this was more for everybody, but this was like something that I think was heavily for like children too, like sort of like the whole family. So I don't know. It's crazy though, and I mean, I'm not gonna make a joke about it because that's fucking insane.
Yeah,
good job. Nice.
Yeah, shout out to you. That following year, 1993, MLB New York Yankee Jim Abbott no hits my Cleveland Indians 4-0 at Yankee Stadium. And immediately I was like, man, you know what? I'm not going to say anything about Jim Abbott, even though he no-hitted my Indians. He's got one arm. But then I found out he was a team up North Wolverine. Darn tootin' Wolverine. So fuck some Jim Abbott.
That's
You one-armed bastard.
It's not one arm, Steve. He's one-handed. He's got an arm.
Yeah.
Because he has to throw the glove on it when he's pitching the ball, which that's the one thing. Now that I know he's from that part of it, Steve, I'm with you.
Yeah.
F Jim Abbott in the air. But to see this guy pitch, though, because I remember when my dad told me that there was a guy with one hand pitching. As a kid, I was like, what? No. How?
How, Sway?
Shoot it out of his butt? Like, you can't think of what's going on. To see how it happens, because he's got to pitch the ball with his hand. Then he flips the glove onto his hand after the ball leaves his hand so he can, field a ball. And then if he doesn't have to one arm, just catch it and throw it, he's got to pull the ball out and throw a guy out at first or some shit. And this guy was an accomplished pitcher. This wasn't like a freak show or some shit. He no-hitted a team.
He no-hitted a team.
I'm sorry it was the Indians, Steve. I'm sorry.
With one hand. I mean, hey, that's apropos for them Cleveland Indians.
A lot of shitty jokes. You're right. We're not going to make them. We're not here to make jokes at Jim Abbott's expense, but you did go to Michigan, so you can, S it.
Yeah. You and that one hand. Somebody who probably wasn't watching this game in 1993 is French-American actor Hervé Villechaize. Deplain. We'd lose him at the age of 50.
Damn, he made it to 50, though. Herb?
Yeah.
He's getting some heavy play now with all the stuff they're doing to J.D. Vance on South Park. I love seeing that. Hey, boss. I always loved this guy, though. My grandma watched Fantasy Island, so I would see him all the time. And, I would just act like him as a little kid. But Herb Villechaize, dude, he's making women's fucking dreams come true on that island, Steve.
Unfortunately, man, the way we lost him is because he just dealt with deep depression. I don't know if you remember that Howard Stern episode we covered where he was being interviewed. Yeah. And he was dealing with deep depression, wasn't getting work like he used to, and not making as much money like he used to. I think he had a wife at the time who left him, something along those lines. And then he just offed himself.
Damn. Can I ask how it was done? Do we have any details on that?
He fired a shot.
Oh, damn.
Shot himself.
Okay, well, that's tragic, but for a while, dude, he was on top of the world. And he looked dapper as hell in a white suit.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you. RIP to a legend. In 1995, WCW is airing WCW Monday Nitro for the first time on TNT at Mall of America, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Nothing like some blood, sweat, and Sabaros, Steve. On a Monday night.
On a Monday night. Imagine going to Spencer's, getting a Wu-Tang poster and a Magic 8-ball, and possibly an 8-ball. You look down the escalator, like, oh shit, there's Ric Flair.
Damn. I just got some kind of funny sexual joke toy at Spencer's. I'm looking down from the third level. Is that Jushin Thunder Liger down there?
Something very 90s about this is that it's at a mall. Like, no one goes to malls anymore.
Right. It's crazy the Mall of America still exists, when you really think about it. The fact they got something that's like the size of a bunch of football fields, it's filled with stores. I mean, the stores that we see in this episode of this show is hilarious. Because it looks like drug fronts. A flag store? Come on now. You can't. You're not telling how many flags you're fucking selling out every day to pay for that store. But anyway, it is. It's 90s, Steve. Everybody's excited in that mall, either because they got something cool or there's a wrestling event that they didn't know they'd have to walk around. They're fired up. What I'm not fired up about is when we see the people on the mics. Steve Mongo McMichael, Steve. I don't know why the hell they had this idea.
He always sounded like he swallowed his tongue when he talks.
I don't get it. I mean, he's got no charisma. He does do one thing right, which is fuck with Bobby Heenan the whole episode, which I do enjoy. But, I mean, you got Macho Man sitting in the wings. We've already seen him do a hell of a job on the ones and twos. Throw him in here. Mongo, Take a seat, bud.
Now, I do have to let you know before you carry on, the man did leave us in
I
2025.
understand that. And
Okay.
I respect Mongo McMichael as a man, as a professional athlete. Hell, as a wrestler, I could never do what he did. He was part of the Four Horsemen, for God's sake. But I think we can all agree, and I think even a Mongo would agree, maybe not the best mic worker in the world. You know what I'm saying?
And his matches would never want me to come to the arenas.
Yeah, I'm not just clamoring for a Steve Mongo McMichael appearance in any of the federations, to be honest with you, Steve. But to rest in peace to a man, a ledge in the game. He was part of a legendary group. But yeah, I'm not excited to see him on the mic. And I do like, and this shows you what kind of a douche he is. When Heenan shows up to kind of like interrupt the shenanigans, he's like, "What's going on here?" Mongo does the ultimate douche nerd move and pulls out a handshake buzzer thing. He's like, "Gotcha."
Bobby Hernia.
Bobby Hernia, though, had me laughing, Steve. Bobby Hernia, I'll take that.
Eric Bischoff's there to share the commentary duty. And I feel like this is the beginning of the Monday Night War. This was a week. They pick a Monday where Raw had a week off. This is one of those weeks where the U.S. Open took over USA Network for like a week or two. And I think this was tactical on Bischoff's part. You know, they listed as a higher priority. So if the U.S. Open or Westminster Dog Show, like Raw gets the boot.
Are you kidding me? A dog show? That shows you some like real 3D, 4D chess that Eric Bischoff was playing, where he's like, wait, they got a week off?
Yeah.
That's it.
We've said this before, man, but dude, like it takes some brass balls to buck up to Vince, man. And he did it. He had a plan. He's like, man, we're going to pick this week and the war is on.
I'm just going to keep pulling pieces out until they just collapse like a Jenga. I mean, he kind of pulled a Vince on Vince because Vince was doing that too.
Pulling people from the different regions.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take Jake the Snake here. I'm going to take Hogan here. I'm going to take Randy here. He did the same thing.
And I'm going to come to your region and fuck with you. So that's pretty crazy. And that's almost kind of apropos because what's the one thing Vince isn't looking for, Steve? A Vince-like move, because he thinks nobody's as smart as him. But for a while, Bischoff was really killing it, you know?
Totally, man. And what I like about this Nitro, in opposition to Raw, they get right to it. You get the introduction of the commentary team, and then they cut into the first match. Flying Brian versus Jushin Thunder Liger, who's a legend in various territories.
Pillman's a legend too, but this is before he's packing heat in a living room or even the tiger stripe drawers, Steve. This is before it all. I wasn't familiar with this getup, but I'm very familiar with Brian Pillman, obviously. I was excited.
They actually put on a quality match, too, for the very first Nitro match ever.
That's a lot of pressure, dude. Being the first match, like if you fuck this up Shockmaster style, you could really fuck up the tempo of the show. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Pillman was fucking up a little bit. Liger did this like a crazy, like, and I've seen this in wrestling before, but where it's like a surfboard, like he like racks him up on his knees and has like he's like just basically pulling his body and stuff like against his knees. I was like, damn, that looks crazy. I'm just saying that looked fucking insane. This is where we get the Bobby Hernia too, Steve. And I will say I was laughing. That's the one point I will give McMichael.
And Bobby the Stain. This is what I like. I'm a bigger Bobby Heenan fan than Steve McMichael, but the fact that he's just throwing these slugs, and it's like, we get it. We know what Bobby brings to the table, but he didn't even like get there yet. He's just throwing jabs, and Bobby's kind of the victim at first. And then I think it was in this match where Bobby's like, "Oh, okay,
we're calling each other's names."
Like, you want a name call? Oh, okay, all right, all right. And that's the person you don't want to do that with.
Yeah, that's a mistake. That's a huge mistake. That's like heckling a comedian, you know? You're just going to hang yourself eventually. But this is a great match. Another thing that I like, a main like move that I saw that was just looked incredibly painful is Liger's jumping off like a top rope or doing some like high flying move, and Pillman just drills him with a drop kick in the guts. I mean, I don't think you can really fake it, but I mean, they definitely, they were faking it, they sold the fuck out of it because it looked like he was bleeding from his chest.
I will say this is probably the only quality match in this whole event. We're gifted with only 3. And even though I'm a fan of the next contestants and the ones after, yeah, it's your typical fanfare, typical fare for all the parties involved.
Yeah. It is crazy also, like these early ones, because I mean, eventually these were like 2-hour mega episodes.
And
But
then 3
this,
hours.
yeah, this seems very short.
We get a little bumper. Stinger's coming up next. And man, this is the one that we like. Stinger, and he's dressed up like Price is Right.
Yeah, dude. Is his tailor the same as Macho Man's? Because it's eerily similar, Steve.
It's a lot of bling.
Bedazzles out the ass, fringe out the ass, like wacky circus colors with a face paint to match. That's the other thing I gotta respect. As a guy who has no fashion and doesn't really like accessorize, Sting's whole thing was just completely coordinated to shit. You gotta respect that, Steve.
Word to John Witherspoon. You gotta coordinate. When we come back from break, we see Hulk Hogan in his Pasta Mania at Mall of America. This was an actual boutique or shop in the Mall of America.
Hell yeah, dude. Pasta Mania, that sounds great. I love Fazoli's. It sounds like Fazoli's, if you remember that, Steve.
I mean, well, his Pasta Mania couldn't have been that great because we never heard anything about it in the 90s.
Let me tell you something, brother. All these pasta maniacs, these Hulkamania. He doesn't know what kind of maniacs he's surrounded by, Steve.
Yeah. And Eric Bischoff and this kid right here and some 11-year-olds here. And
give me that meatball, brother. Yeah. Oh, we're going to live forever. He's in the Mall of America. Hulkster's here, surrounded by the cult of Hulkamania and Pasta Mania.
I don't know how true it is because Hogan said it. His tales have been far-fetched. But apparently he had the opportunity to sign on to the Foreman Grill. It was either the Foreman Grill or Pasta Mania. And obviously wouldn't have been called the Foreman Grill. So he passed on that opportunity and took on this Pasta Mania venture.
Damn, Hogan Grill instead of the Foreman Grill.
Yeah.
He got paid, man. He's fine. George had a lot of Georges to feed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He also announces that he's putting the world title on the line against Big Bubba Rogers, brother.
Big Bubba Rogers, the Perry Mason of the WCW. The next match, though, Sting versus the Nature Boy. Sting's a champion. What is he, the United States champ? He's not the world
champ.
He's got some belt. I think
he probably is.
But you're right, dude. This is Surfer Sting. I'll tell you one thing, though. Ric Flair's very serious because he doesn't come out with not a bitch with him, Steve. He's got no women with him. He's just coming out there with a lot of attitude and just pissed off that he's not drinking.
Like right after those guys come out, we get an appearance from Liger. Bischoff's like, get him out of here. This is great acting, Eric. I got to salute that.
I feel like Lex Luger heard that a lot, though, just in general. Like, if Lex shows up, everyone's like, get that guy out of here.
Yeah, beat it. You don't want any part of this. We're actually wrestling and having charisma over here.
we can talk normally, as humans do.
Yeah.
Also, it doesn't look like we've gotten so many muscles, our hair's running away from us, but it's happening to you. And right away, Steve, I mean, this is not like the greatest match, but I will say Sting must have been doing a lot of like shoulder exercises because he like presses Ric Flair over his head. I mean, we might get a baker's dozen in this match, to be honest with you. He does it a lot.
Hey, I did clock that. He did that quite a few times. And, you know, outside of that, you're going to get those Flair chops at some point. You're going to get that Ric Flair flip over the rope, and then he comes on the apron and just like he's just in a daze kind of deal.
Here's something I forgot that was part of Sting. I mean, I shouldn't have. It was like a major thing. But like Hulk does at the end of a Hulk Hogan match, where Sting sort of like no sells when he gets hit and stuff. How do you feel about that? Because at some point in in this match and a lot of these Sting matches, he just becomes an invincible. You can't do anything. He just, You know, he owns it.
It's perfect for those times, especially if you're the hero, the good guy. You know, I think if you do that in modern times, it's kind of cheesy.
Maybe this is a bygone era. And I would just like,
Yeah.
like a lot of this match, he's doing it. You know, like usually it's saved for the end. He's taking some bumps. This thing's really kind of just throwing Ric Flair around like a fucking rag doll in this match for the most part.
It's pretty defiant.
Yeah. But this match is filled with cameos, Steve, because not only did we just get Lex coming in with a nice, freshly tightened button down shirt from Dillard's.
Yeah.
That's just looking just very crispy. In the middle of the match, Arn Anderson shows up, Steve. Double A. In his finest windbreaker. He's not saying a lot, Steve. Arn's a man of few words. He's just sitting there kind of staring at him, you know? And the match keeps going. But after like a little bit of staring, Arn Anderson just jumps in and just starts beating the shit out of Rick in a way that, I mean, this looks like he was like inflicting a little bit of real, some emotion in here, Steve. He's really putting some knuckles to face.
They basically just go outside the ring and just start beating each other back and forth. And then while that's going on, Scott Norton comes down out of nowhere and he's just trying to pick a fight with any and everybody. Bobby Heenan, you want some? No. Eric Bischoff, you want some? How about you, Mago? I'll beat your ass. And then Randy comes down. He's like, yeah, we're not waiting for nothing.
You got to stop this, brother. Wasn't this about a contract or something? Like, he just seemed coked up. Scott Norton, he's like Neidhart. He's got one gear, and it's way further than you're willing to go.
Scary.
But yeah, he's fired the fuck up. Macho Man gets in there, and he basically says, hey, Norton, you want to go now? Let's do this. And Bischoff's like, guys, I got to make some money off this. Not yet. No, not yet.
I love it though, man. We get a Randy appearance, man. You got to get him involved. This is the premiere. And before we go to commercial break, I forgot this happened. We get a Sabu vignette in WCW.
Yeah, dude, the innovator of chair violence. I didn't remember this either. Obviously, it was before the NWO shit, but it was cool to see.
Very brief.
Yeah, it didn't last too long.
For reasons you can imagine.
Then after that, Steve, don't we get another promo for a kind of a familiar face, almost a familiar name, to be honest with you?
We do, but before that, we also get an announcement from Mean Gene Okerlund that Mike Hill from Coleman, Alabama wins a Harley Davidson Softail.
You got it, Mike. You just got to pay for the tag and title, okay?
Dude. And this is another thing. Like, okay, you're giving out free hogs to people. Vince was literally giving out houses to motherfuckers. Like, do you remember that? He gave a house to whoever won the sweepstakes. Like, here's a whole fucking house.
Undertaker built you this house. Dude, the shit is, the doors won't close. The fuck, Vince? You sold us a goddamn lemon here, but... Yeah, I mean, fuck it, dude. A hog? Why not?
I mean, it's free. That's cool, but your competition.
Some 14-year-old kid's like, yeah. Unfortunately, Billy died the next day trying to ride the hog. But then we do get another promo, Steve. We got a familiar face here. This appears to be IRS, but he's gone up on the ladder, right? This is Mr. Wall Street.
Did he go up the ladder? Because he can only afford $1 sign. Ted DiBiase had dollar signs on both. He had those on both. Like, you only got one sign, Michael Wall Street. Okay.
I'm Mr. Wall Street. Again, these new cats don't know nothing. I'm a real player. All right, dude. But Mr. Wall Street's better than IRS. So in that way, I will say that's an upgrade. But I love that, you know, the apple wasn't falling too far from the tree when guys transferred to WCW.
Dude, it really doesn't, man. Like how Big Boss Man becomes Big Bubba Rogers. Like, you didn't have to reach that far, Eric.
I'm a private eye now.
In Michael Wall Street's promo, I did like how he had a subtle mention of his former life. He's like, I'm sure the IRS will be watching me. Like,
if you know, you know. But he doesn't have a briefcase, Steve. So I'm thinking maybe this is all it acts. It's not real. Times are tough.
Yeah.
Look, guys, I'm gonna Mercy Street here. I'm broke. I stole this jacket for $1 million, man.
Yeah. I'm living out of this briefcase. All my drawers. Yeah.
I sucked a dick for this belt. Let me be
Wristband.
okay, Mr. Wall Street, dude. He didn't really take the world by storm. I don't remember having a Mr. Wall Street toy, Steve.
Yeah, Michael Wall Street, VK Wall Street, Yeah. But the next match is Big Bubba Rogers versus the world champion, Hulk Hogan with Jimmy Hart. And this is your typical, nothing to really sneeze at here. But watching this match, you got Big Boss Man, you got Hulk Hogan in the ring, and then you got the referee. I can't call his name, but Jimmy Hart is on the outside, and this guy outlived everyone in the ring, even the referee.
That's hilarious. I mean, and Jimmy Hart was putting a lot of energy. I would assume Jimmy Hart was on a few substances back in the Disney,
Yeah.
but I mean, the man knew how to wear a suit, you know? Kept
He
it
stayed
cash,
geared up.
kept it real business like. So I like that, but it's very sad.
It is, in a way.
Yeah. But this ref, we'll get to it. This ref showed me something in this match, though, when we get to the end. This isn't Big Boss Man. This is Big Bubba Rogers. And this is Big Boss Man if he got promoted to detective. He's not wearing the suit. He doesn't got the cop suit on. He's too old for this shit, but he's still out here fighting. Hulk's still high as fuck on Pasta Mania. He's coming out fired up. Really, the one thing that I was enjoying from this match, aside from just seeing some legends go at it, that bringing back some memories. Boss Man, Big Bubba Rogers, call him what you will. He sells the pain and the destruction Hulk's giving him in the best way. He takes a boot to the face and he just he just pulls a fat guy move and just balances, so Hulk has to just push him over and stuff like that. And I enjoy that. I enjoyed that a lot.
He's a great worker. Could never take that away from him. Even his mic work, man, for what it's worth. He was a Hall of Famer.
We're talking about Lex Luger, somebody who historically can't work a mic to save his goddamn life. Boss Man definitely could. And Boss Man's been involved in some historically great, maybe not for the right reasons, but some very memorable events.
Yeah, for sure.
Stealing Big Show's dad's dead body was one. That was hilarious. Getting hung by Undertaker in that hilarious way in the Hell in the Cell, that was great.
Super funny.
Yeah.
Stealing Al Snow's dog and turning it into puppy chow and then feeding it to Al Snow. Oh, you like that? It tastes good? Well, that's the little dog Pepper, boy.
Stop crying, boy.
Yeah.
But this match, we knew who was going to win this match, Steve. It was all the Pasta Mania, all the prayers, all the vitamins. Hulk, Big Boots, Boss Man, or Big Bubba Rogers, a good 6 times, drops the leg. And this is where the ref showed me something. The ref comes in out of nowhere. And if you watch this match, when he goes to do the count for Hulk after the leg drop, he does at least a 7-foot vertical jump over the pile of bodies to get on the other side and count it out, Steve. It's a feat of athleticism. I don't think we even saw from any of the wrestlers, to be honest with you.
It's a spicy pinup. It's a me, referee.
Yeah, he definitely looks like that. He's definitely one of the Mario brothers. But yeah, dude, Hulk's an American man.
That stank ass song. Got to play that. But then, not too long after the match, the Dungeon of Doom pops out one by one. The Taskmaster, aka Kevin Sullivan, the Zodiac, aka Brother Butai, and then Kamala. Over time, Dungeon of Doom had a lot of different characters. Even Luger was a part of it for a little minute.
Yeah, we're gonna call you Leatherface. Dude, every time I see Kevin Sullivan, though, I just picture if you were actually hearing the noises he's making, you just hear Eee! It's just a little dwarf looking dude. It's so crazy looking.
Like he has kids locked in his basement.
He might, Steve. I don't don't know. It's Dungeon of Doom down there. They try to take down Hulk, and then some of the good guys, including Luger, come to Hulk's aid. There's a whole melee in the ring. And at some point, Hulk and like Luger just like they're like back to back, but then they turn around. It's almost like fucking face off, you know? Like they're just like, oh shit, but they get into it.
Yeah.
And they, Luger's pissed. You know where he's been, Steve? And I'll give him some credit tonight, too. As far as mic work goes, he didn't stumble.
Yeah.
I didn't care for the overall tone of what he was saying because you sound like a bitch.
Yeah.
You know?
That's fair.
But he didn't stumble over his words like Lex Luger usually does. But basically, his problem is like, you've seen where I've been. You know where I've been. I've done all the stuff. I deserve a shot.
Yeah, this is where I come, where the big boys play. You know where I came from. You were there too.
Saw what they did to me, Hulk.
They tried to help me replace you, and they realized that I could never be you. But I'm here now,
and I'm gonna try to be you again. And Hulk's like, brother.
They have a couple flare-ups and forgot to mention that their friends show up. Sting and Savage. They're like, no, brother, no. This isn't the time, brother.
brother. But Hulk's like, dude, it ain't nothing but a fucking thing here. All you need to do is shake my hand. I'll wrestle you next week for the title.
Just put your stinky palm of yours out, and I will pull my belt up next Monday, brother.
And then he just puts his balls in Luger's hand, and Luger's like, God damn it, Hulk. This is what I'm talking about, man. I'm pissed now.
And then we wrap this up with everyone's final thoughts. Now Mongo has his dog sitting on his lap.
Hey, I think he's got his thumb up that dog's ass.
This always annoyed me. His little chihuahua, whatever the fuck. Like,
yeah, dude. He's fingering the dog, Steve. You said it in the message. You can see in the dog's face and Bischoff and Heenan's face, everyone's not happy with what's going on.
By the way, you're right. He's definitely doing that dog.
Heenan looks terrified, which is not something I'm used to seeing.
I don't know if this was intentional, but Eric and Bobby, they understood the assignment. They're looking at the camera when they're talking. Steve McMichael's looking straight ahead. And I don't know if this is him being a rookie or if this was supposed to be his direction. But yeah, tighten up, Stevie.
He's too good to even look at the TV, Steve. We're not good enough for Mongo McMichael. He's looking into the future. He's looking into how many dogs he can have on that lap.
I'm telling you, he's doing that dog.
It's looking grim because you're going to lose that hot ass wife of yours, Deborah. She's going to go to a guy named Steve, another Steve. But yeah, that's the first one.
Some would say a better Steve.
A better Steve. Also in 1995, Xena the Warrior Princess premieres. Xena, a mighty warrior princess with a dark past, sets out to redeem herself. She is joined by small-town bard Gabrielle. Together they journey the ancient world and fight for the greater good against ruthless warlords and gods. 6 seasons, 134 episodes, Matt.
A lot of just pent-up sexual frustration in the show for me as a kid, Steve. There was a lot of stuff that I was fantasizing about watching Xena with my grandmother that I never got to see, but Lucy Lawless, fucking sexy as all hell. This was a show that I believe was an offshoot of the Hercules television show. I think they're all in the same universe. Fuck you, Kevin Sorbo, your bitch ass.
Forever.
Yeah, but Xena, Lucy Lawless, I think if we watched it now, it's not going to be an enjoyable experience. It might be a fun experience. I think there was a lot of subtext to this because she had her little bard, and it was kind of a Batman Robin situation. We were like, are they fucking?
Do y'all scissor?
Yeah.
Can I watch?
Yeah, can I like just hang out in a bush?
Yeah, in your bush. Yeah. And it's ironic that this was a spinoff of Hercules, and it did better numbers, better ratings, more people tuned in, and even Lucy Lawless hosted an episode of SNL. You know, and when you host SNL, that means you're important, you're relevant enough that other people should be able to recognize you. Kevin Sorbo, fuck you, you never did that, so take that.
Yeah, dude, Sorbo, you wish. They would never have you on a show of that caliber. But yeah, dude, it became a thing. This show, like these kind of shows for especially because of Xena, like they just started making these like second-rate like action shows too. There was another show like that maybe was in this same universe. Bruce Campbell. He was like a Robin Hood type dude. So they just kept like I think it was called like Prince of Thieves. Or maybe it was not Prince of Thieves, but it was just like something. I don't know. But anyway, these became popular, and I think honestly, I think old people really love these shows because goddamn it, my grandma loved this show.
Yeah,
I can't.
I'd never seen one episode, but I do know Lucy Lawless. You can get tossed up. In 1996, A Sister Sister is airing season 4, episode 1, When a Man Loves Two Women. It's every woman for herself as Tia and Tamera compete for Roger's favor.
Wait, what? First of all, Pluto, fuck you for making me watch the wrong episode. I teared up at it, Steve. It's the one where they find out about their mom.
I figured that was the one, but yeah, definitely. Fuck you, Pluto.
Fuck you, Pluto. But yeah, dude, we hear right away. Tia and Tamera, they both are their own little separate like asides are like, something's changed about Roger over the summer. And they're both calling him hot. And it seems like Steve, I mean, they got a fever. And the only prescription is more Roger.
Wow.
What happened? Because, we see what the change is that they're saying he's hot. I mean, this motherfucker, he changed his shirt?
He changed his hairdo. He went from the little twist, the little braids, to now he's got the little S curl. This is immature 95 Roger, 95, 96.
He's hot stuff, Steve. We go in the intro, and then we just get more of it because he's flexing all over the school. And before we see him come in, we do see Tia and Tamera, and they're telling everybody about like a car wash. It's coming in later in the episode. But yeah, Roger shows up, and literally, it's like the Beatles, Steve. All the chicks. I've never felt this. I don't know what this is like. I'd love to know, Roger. Tell me.
Both of the girls, they're ashamed to share that they both have a thing for Roger now. And we see that Roger, he's even got a fan. It's like, dude, you getting all this? How do you do it, Roger? Like,
bro, what'd you eat last night? He does, dude. He's got like a little hype, dude. I like that.
That's a good look for you, Roger.
Yo, man, word up. Like, give me the workout routine. And then Roger's like, the new Roger's got a new set of skills. So let me just go test them out real quick. Give me a sec, watch the master. And he walks over to maybe Tia first. And he's like, yo, sexy, you want to go out? And he like hide because he's used to like go home Roger.
Yeah.
But whoever he's talking to is like, actually, yeah, I'd love that. And he's like, wait, what? Yeah, you would love that.
Right.
See you on Saturday. B.I.N.
And then his little fans like, oh my God, dude, she just accepted your offer. So what are you going to do now? Ask her sister out?
You crazy, dude. You are insane. You a legend. You a legend. And he does, Steve. Roger fucking sways over the other way. He's like, look, number 2, I don't remember which one you are. You want to go out on the date? And he gets another yes. And the kid's like, man, what are you doing, man? And I got to point this out, too. Salute to trying to date a set of twins, like separately, right? In secret. Don't do it on the same day, bud. Switch it up.
He's new to this. Then when his fan checks him, he's like, dude, you sure you want to do this? He's like, man, you know what? No sweet girl deserves this. But then he thinks about all those times when they go home Rogered him. Get the fuck out of my face. You're a dweeb. You're a dork. And you're a pervert. You know what? Let's have fun.
Bitches ain't shit but hoes and drink. Dude, that would have been great if they played it. Then we cut to the house, and Lisa's on the phone. The gist of this episode, Steve, is that Lisa's in heat. Lisa needs a man. Lisa needs some dick. And if I lived in Detroit, Steve, and I was of age, I would have been happy to deliver some to the door. But she just can't get any, Steve.
She's calling the psychic friends hotline, and then she starts flirting with the person on the phone, then realizes it's another woman.
Oh, sorry about that, but still, like, I'm open.
Let's experiment,
Yeah. I never really thought about scissoring like that. Tia shows up, and Lisa just has that intuition. She can tell, like, something's happening with a boy, right? But she can't get anything out of her. And then Ray shows up, and while they're talking about, like, the issue that she's talking about, Ray's like, that's weird because Tamera also, like, something about a boy, but she wouldn't tell me anything about it. But whatever, you know? But that's a thing, Steve.
Tamara's got a date, and so does Tia. As they're talking to each other in the kitchen, she's like, tell me about your date. You know what? I'm embarrassed to say. Like, you know what? Maybe mine will show up after the date, and then you can meet him.
Yeah. What is he, fat? Does he have a baby arm? Whatever. We'll
Does he
talk
sing
about
for
it after.
Mature?
So yeah, it's all secrets, Steve. These twins, they're keeping secrets now. They're keeping secrets from the parents themselves. I don't like this. Now we're cutting to the date, Steve. What I'd like to call Roger's D-Day. The day of his dreams. He's in a car solo with Tia, I believe.
Tia,
See,
yeah.
I always get mixed up on who's who here, but he's
Same.
in here, but he's new to this. Like you said, he can't pull these moves off. He can't pull the little yawn, put the arm over the shoulder. He even tries to sneak a kiss in, which, I mean, come on, dude. That's bad. Let's not do that.
Everything is an epic fail. And then right before he goes in for the kiss, Tia realizes that she needs to return the car for her sister's date because he was about to get some action. But then,
Hell yeah. But then, conveniently, when she realizes that Roger gets a call on the celly, because he's got it like that, he's got his little flip phone out. It's a call, and I think we know who it is. It's Tamara on the other end, just checking on that date, and he's even throwing like, "Oh, hey, baby, I'll see you in like 10 minutes." I guess it's got this fucking dud dropping me off anyway.
Mom, I'll see you later.
And she's like, "You said a bunch of weird stuff, and then Mom." But whatever, dude. Roger's got it like that. You don't even have to worry about shit like that, Steve. You got the ass curl.
And then, back to Lisa. She wants to talk to Dionne Warwick this time, the head of the Psychic Friends hotline. But while she's on the phone, there's a ring at the door, and it's an old lady. And she's there to invite Lisa to her church. They need more people in the congregation. And she's like, look, are there any men at your church?
Sure, but what about single men? Yeah, there's that too. But she does try to shut the door on this lady's face. We almost get a Friday moment, which I would have loved. Fuck you, half-dead motherfucker. But
yeah,
I mean, goddamn, lady, just walk around. Somebody's gonna be all over you. You gotta go to all these links, link up with an old church lady to get some dick.
I mean, you're in Detroit. I know some freewheeling ballers out there, stunting on people. As the old lady leaves, Ray comes downstairs. She's like, I know what I've been missing in my life, church. And Ray's like, oh, so you've been talking to the man upstairs? Wait, there's a man upstairs?
What's a dick look like? But Ray's talking about all-encompassing man upstairs, God, and he's like, you know what, man? Actually, going to church sounds great. I've actually been meaning to go back to church, so we'll come with. Everybody's coming with you. And Lisa's like, man, God damn it, I'm trying to get some action. You guys are gonna cram my style, and I do like the idea that a church would have a singles night, Steve. That seems kind of. I mean, I fuck it. I guess to each his own, but everyone's going to church, Steve.
Hey, man, you can't be raising bastard children out here. That's against the Lord's word, apparently. Yeah, now we're at church, and
no, not yet. We got to go back to the car first, Steve, because Roger's got to go into the car with Tamara, and he's just repeating the mistake, Steve. He can't get the fucking shoulder thing. He tries to go for the sneak a kiss move, and I think he just kisses like her eyeball or something. Like there's an injury involved, I think.
Or her orbital bone or something. It didn't go as planned.
He didn't cut the hole into the popcorn the right way either. There was some cutting and some chafing. But now we're in church, and it's full, Steve. Sunday. This is like Super Bowl. Everybody's here. The old lady's here. Jack A's looking for some dick. She's got the radar on, and she just basically stiff arms the family and goes to sit someplace else because she's out in the wild, Steve.
As Tia and Tamera come in, they're discussing like my date might have a woman on the side, and the other one's like, you know what? I think my date has somebody on the side too.
Yeah, what the fuck? So they're talking about that, and Jack A's like, hey, Miss whatever, and the old lady she was talking to, she's like, man, I'm not seeing any single men in this place at all. And the lady's like, well, there's single men right there. She's like, wait. And it turns out Ethel or whatever her name was talking about a family named Singleman, Steve.
Yeah. There's Mr. Singleman, Mrs. Singleman, there's Oliver, there's Leroy.
Now Jack A's pissed off. And then we cut back to Tia and Tamera, and now they realize they put two and two together that Roger's the same. They're going out with the same dude. So now they're arguing with each other, and Jack A's arguing with the woman who conned her into coming to church for the thought of maybe some new dick.
And the girls, while the A and B selection from the choir is going on, they get to fussing at each other. Ray, he's embarrassed now. You got Lisa over here suplexing old ladies. You got these twin sisters over here fighting over the immature guy. Like, hold up. We got to go home.
Yeah, we can't come back to this church at least. So now we're at home. Ray's like, ladies, what the fuck? We looked like idiots over there. Okay? God, I don't know what he's thinking. I'm not feeling great about it. Lisa, you called that old woman a cunt, and I just don't think you should be saying that in church.
After he chews everybody out, the girls, they storm upstairs, and Ray, he checks Lisa like, look, I can't believe you're using the house of the Lord as a singles bar.
Yeah, I mean, what are you trying to do? I'm right here, Lisa. I mean, come on, Ray, throw something. I mean, you could do worse. But then we hear a knock on the door, Steve. As Lisa and Ray are getting into it, ring, ring. Ray opens the door, and all those old biddies that were at the church, they looking for some single dick too, and Ray just showed up. So they're like, hey, Ray.
Yeah, the varicose vein crowd, too. Yeah.
I mean, Steve, you're going to get a hell of a meal and a nice cuddle sesh, right? It's fine. Some AARP puss. And then she's going to go have a dinner at 4:30 in the afternoon. But I like that. Now Ray's kind of getting in on that church. He's manipulating the church for his own sexual desires, Steve, or at least a nice plate of food.
And then we cut back to the school, and Tamera, she rose up on Roger like, look, you have to talk to Tia. She thinks you like her. He's like, come on, girl. You know I only like you, Tamera. You the apple of my eye. And then Tamera shows up. It's like, look, do you really like me? Oh, girl, of course. You the only one for me.
I choose you. See you at the car wash. This guy, he's not thinking ahead. And then his boy comes up and tells him that because Roger walks away and his boy's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? At the car wash, man?
Two girls fighting over you, bro? You the dude.
Dude, you are going down. And like, just please, if you do get them both, record it. Just even the audio. I'm an audio jerk. Anyway.
Let me smell your finger.
Dude, I just love his buddy's energy. He's like, dude, you what? God, dude. You gotta, it's the same, like, and it's like, you got an N64? It's that same energy. Then we cut home again, Steve, and now Ray, he's got an elderly harem going for him. He's got a couple of church ladies vacuuming his floors, cooking him a meal, cookies. The one lady's like, he's too skinny, he ain't eating enough. And the other one's like, do you clean this place? And she's vacuuming, and he's just got his feet up, Steve.
And Lisa sees this, and she's feeling a certain way. And she takes the ladies to the kitchen so she can dress them down. Roger, he pops up. He's like, hey, man, you know what? I see you got some ladies, too. I see we're two of the kind. He's like, well, what you talking about? Well, you know, Tia and Tamera. I'm dating them both. I'm the man just like you, Mr. Campbell. You a dead man.
Look, I like how he road runners out. And I love that, though. A little kid walking up to a grown man like, hell yeah, dude. We both got some pussy. Hell
High five.
yeah. Mine's your daughter, though. Then Lisa kicks the old biddies out of the house because they threw her bacon grease out.
Oh, that's what it was.
I think that's what it was. But even Ray's like, seem a little jealous, Lisa. What's going on? And she's like, jealous of what? Couldn't even fuck one of them old bitches. Does that ever happen in the show that you remember, Steve? Do Lisa and Ray ever hook up?
I don't think they ever did, and that's why I was surprised by the series finale, because I felt like it would have made more sense for them to get together and get married, but that wasn't the case, man. You know, that's how it should have went.
Ray could have had a nice 3 or 4 way with some old women from that church, Steve.
Yeah.
Use some of that
Lisa.
bacon grease.
Then we cut to the car wash, and the girls, even though they kind of formulated a plan against Roger, they're still fighting for his affection. They get into a fight, they get into a water fight, and 12-year-old me is loving this. Well,
Nice.
girls, why don't y'all recreate that now, Tia and Tamera?
You know, I could get behind that in a few ways.
As the girls fighting, he's like, no, Roger likes me. No, Roger likes me. And a girl overhears this. He's like, wait, are you talking about Roger Evans? What? He loves me. And then the girl's like, no, he loves me. No, he loves me. And then it's a whole rally of Roger loving girls.
You've been telling all these women that you love them and you'll see them tomorrow. Like, how do you have any other time to do? There's like 15 women here, Steve, at least.
At least.
It's a numbers game, Steve. Roger understands that.
I
You know?
give you that.
You might not have a great percentage of like field goals, but every once in a while you're going to hit a game winner. It's going to be fantastic. So for that, Roger, I respect it, but you are a lunatic.
You really fumbled the ball. You had a good thing going, and the girls realized, look, we're not the enemy. The real enemy is, and then Roger shows up. He's like, hey, girls, what's up?
Sup, y'all? Roger in the house. And they're like, oh, hey. And then they just turn a fire hose on Roger's little ass and send him flying, Steve.
Yeah.
Poor Roger. But then we cut to later. Tia and Tamera, obviously, they're doing fine. They're back in the bedroom hanging out, decompressing. And Roger shows up kind of in a Sam from Clarissa Explains It All vibe. He comes from a ladder, shows up, and basically he's like, look, ladies, you deserve respect. I was not a gentleman these past few days, and I apologize. Okay? Now, if I could get one of you to agree to maybe smash, I think we're all going to be fine here. Okay? It's very adult, Steve. Let's put it like that.
I got Tic Tacs and nothing but time. And they push him off the ladder. Then we cut to Ray and Lisa in the closing credits. They're still sitting there like, hey, Ray, you going to give me that peach cobbler? Are you still going to give me that milk? Nope. Oh.
It's 3 a.m., Ray. How about a piece of this pussy pie? Just never happened, Steve. If I was Ray, I'd be there trying it every day. How they didn't write that in, I don't get it. But just, Roger, he fumbled the ball, Steve. I don't know in this world if he's ever, in the real world, he's getting all the pussy. But in here, I don't know. Roger, you burned a lot of bridges.
Yeah. Stefan Erk held himself, but he didn't go through the whole plan.
Yeah. He just wasn't ready yet, Steve. He got the haircut. He got the new shirt. And he thought that was enough. And it's just, to me, a thing of poor planning and a little bit of just feeling yourself just a little too much, Take it back. Take it back a step, Raj.
Then in 1998, Knockoff premieres. A fashion designer must join forces with a CIA agent to combat terrorism. Yes, you heard that right. Shui Hart, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Rob Schneider, Leela Roshan, Michael Fitzgerald Wong, Carmen Lee, and Paul Sorvino.
I don't know why he agreed to do this. That guy's a legitimate actor. But, guys, I went into this with all the best intentions. I wanted to like it. I'm saying to myself, Van Damme, a young Rob Schneider, maybe I can get behind this. And I'm here to tell you, this isn't a good one, Steve.
Totally not. I couldn't even make it through it. And as someone who loves Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, this wasn't it, man. Like there was a time when having Rob Schneider as your comedic relief, it meant something. Then maybe this was around the time where it didn't mean anything, unless we're talking Adam Sandler movies, I guess. But those are already comedies, and definitely nowadays in hindsight, I'm kind of like fuck all your appearances, Rob Schneider.
Yeah, hell yeah. Now it's like, fuck Rob Schneider forever. Rob Schneider's a giant douche. And he's that in this, Steve. What's
Yeah.
funny about this is that it's like they gave him a chance to be funny, but then they were like, this ain't working. And they tried to just make him act. Because there's like points in this movie where Rob Schneider has to like legitimately fight people. He does like little hurricane ranas and like shoots people like he's a real action star for a few scenes, and it doesn't work.
We're not
Uh,
buying it.
Nothing works in it. I don't know if it's a like something that happened in like the like selling of this. The movie I watched, there was crazy problems with the audio. It was like the dub was off, which I don't get why there was a dub. It's like a Hong Kong movie, but it has Rob Schneider and Paul Sorvino and all these people in it. Leela Rashawn.
I'll give you that.
Hell yeah. And she's looking fine in this. But
Mhm.
basically, this is what happens. Rob Schneider and Jean Claude are like some kind of like clothing guys at the beginning of this. They're making
Yeah.
deals. Then we find out there's some issue with like knockoff merchandise. So we think that Leela Rashawn, who says she works for the company that they own or work for, is on to them. So you think there's that. But then we find out Rob Schneider's in the CIA and is using Jean Claude for some reason. Paul Sorvino's his boss. And there's this whole like thing with knockoff jeans and like some kind of fucking bomb that they're hiding in jeans. It's terrible, Steve. At no point in this movie is it ever explained why Jean Claude Van Damme has any martial arts skills at all. He's a fashion guy, Steve. In fact, he's not even a fashion guy. He's a knockoff fashion guy who's trying to go legit. But this whole movie is him kicking people's asses, throwing knives in people's faces, shooting people. He's a fashion guy, Steve. It's not like they could flash back to him in fucking Vietnam or some shit.
None of it makes sense. The plot was all over the place. I want to say after the opening credits, I was like, yeah, done and doneer, because it was all over the place, man.
I felt bad because I was like, I want to give Jean Claude. I watched Street Fighter for fuck's sake, and I've enjoyed it. So there's got to be something redeemable. And you get a couple of like, because clearly this movie was filmed in Hong Kong. That's the only thing I can understand about it. The way it's shot, this like the stunts seem very Jackie Chan movie esque. But other than a couple of good like fight sequences or chase sequences, it is a pile of dog shit from front to back. And I'm sorry, John Claude. Rob, you can sit on it. I don't care about you, but there's better movies in the Jean Claude portfolio than this.
Yeah.
It's not even worth a watch for free, Steve.
Not even for Pluto.
No.
But also in 1998, Google is founded by Larry Page and Sergey Brin, two PhD students at Stanford University. Pretty relevant, man, because here we are, 2025, still Google searching.
At the time, I was like, this is the greatest thing in the world. I can find porno. I can find facts I want as quickly as possible. But being in 2025, I don't know, man. This seems very Skynet-ish.
During a time when we were still hotmailing, and what was the one, Angel Fire?
Oh, yeah. Earthlink.
Earthlink, yeah.
Netscape. I had Netscape. I went from AOL dial up to Netscape. That was the upgrade. But yeah, man, it was a thing. We grew up with the internet like becoming the thing it is now. We've seen it all. There's people who've only lived with the internet. There's people that grew up way before the internet have seen it all too. But I think we were the ones that kind of like were the first ones to try to like integrate it with like education and shit like that. It didn't help me at all. I thought we were all going to be geniuses at this point of the internet. And it seems like we're backtracking a little bit. So I don't know what to say, if that's a statement on society or what. But hey, man, these guys did it, right? I could find a porno movie I watched 10 years ago using Google and some words. You know, just a matter of time.
We can find out what happened at Consumption Junction. R.I.P. Consumption Junction.
Oh, so good, Scatman. Shout out Scatman.
Yeah.
Shout out all those crazy videos, some of which horrifying violence. Shout out to all those great porno videos and all those lost porn sites.
Yeah.
Must be this thing called Cum Fiesta, Steve. That young Matt G just loved. I don't even think it exists anymore. It's sad.
Yeah. Big Black Bucks, Volume 7.
Ground shaking ass. Okay.
Ass.
Dude, yeah, hell yeah. Shout out to the internet, man. Good or bad, it's not going anywhere. So I think, maybe it's the best thing that ever happened to us, maybe not. But
Yeah.
Larry Page and Sergey Brin, you guys are probably rich.
Oh, you better be. But any callbacks for this week?
Just a quick fuck you to Rob Schneider for wasting my time. Knockoff it took me 4 sessions to watch because I kept falling asleep or just not losing interest in it. And it made me realize that I used to really dig Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
Copy guy, all the hits, all the even B-rate movies he made. I was there for Deuce Bigalow. I was there for Deuce Bigalow too. I was there for the Animals, Steve.
Damn, that's dedication.
I was there when he was in the sorority. That one too, where I think he became a chick or some shit.
The hot chick.
The hot chick. There you go. I was there for all of it. You can do it. All that. But I don't like, and this is something I'll say to a lot of our heroes from back in the day. Some all departed, some still around. Stop disappointing us.
Yeah.
Right? Rob, you could have just been a cool, fun guy your whole life, and then you had to go and fucking tell us your dumbass opinions. Know your role, right? Don't say these things.
Just by association, we already assumed you were cool. Like you're cool with David Spade, you're cool with Sandler, you're cool with Tim Meadows, Chris Rock. Well, you were cool with some of those people. I don't know how they feel now. Like Adam Sandler.
You on SNL, you had many reoccurring characters. There's not a lot of people that can say that. They might have been stupid characters, but they were huge. Copy guy, Little Elvis. I'm blanking, but like he just was one of those guys. He's like a Catan that he's just like a fucking MVP that can do anything.
The Gap Girls.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know. It's just something that's been irking me because every time I turn around, it's like, oh man, there's that guy. And then you read the story, it's like, fuck that guy. I hate it.
Yeah. Like my callback is something that you probably don't even remember, Matt, but this was back when we were doing our verses, and I have to take accountability because we were doing our wrestling verses, our wrestling theme song verses, and one of your selections was a selection that I said, oh, it didn't happen in the 90s. It was an 80s song. I was wrong. You said Jive Soul Bro.
Okay.
And we had to disqualify it because of something I said, but I'm calling myself out because technically Akeem was still coming out to that song in 1990 when he had a match against Big Boss Man in WrestleMania 6. So I say to you, my friend, I relinquish the title, I relinquish the crown, and you, my friend, you are the winner of that versus.
Nice. I don't even remember when we did it, but this proves one thing unequivocally, Steve. If you're anything, you're not a Jive Soul Bro because you're not lying to a friend.
Thank you.
You never want to do that. So clearly you're not. And I respect it. And here's what I'm going to do in solidarity with you. We're going to share the title. Just like we share the duties on the show. How about that?
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. But please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Please tell your sister what you're gonna do when Pasta Mania runs wild on you. Check out Crushgasm every Wednesday with Kendra G, our guy Clark the Shark on Podcastle, and Wrestling with Ronzilla on TikTok. This is Steve G and Mad G.
Happened in the 90s.
Matt was the fat kid, Steve was the flat kid. Life wasn't always great, but you know what was? The 90s. Happened in the 90s. Yeah!
Zibbity bop.